What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Casually FC, and today we have for you a lovely react with our good buddy, our favorite, once again making a return to the channel so soon too. Rory Jennings, with the title here, "Get Tuchel Out of Chelsea Now." Now, I will say ahead of time, I'm aware that he posted previously 24 hours to this that he was not rushing to get Tuchel out. So for all we know, here us in the panel, Andrew, Winter Surfer, and Will, welcome guys. But for us here in the panel, we know this could be clickbaity, but we're gonna look at it just no biases, none of that, as always, and see what Rory has to say and see what you guys in chat has to say. Big up Real Chris. Real Chris will be Real Chris with the epic dog picture. What's going on here, man? Jesus. It's like proper lighting and looks like a Pokemon card. Anyways. What's going on, Chris? Oh man. And big up big day for the United fans. Flawless from Sarcasm City. If you're watching, you're probably happy. But hey, listen, Arsenal fans, you can pipe down now. You can pipe down now. Oh, we got Ahmed on the stream. What's going on, brother? Ahmed, how you doing? Ahmed, you letting it all out, bro? Just
no, I was actually playing tennis after I went stream. So I had to let my hair out.
That's something I would expect this guy on screen to be doing.
Tennis is a great sport. It's a great sport.
I've got a tennis court outside my house, so I usually just go down.
Okay, nice. Man has an active lifestyle. There we go, bro. We love to see it. So
otherwise, my hair is gonna be like really crazy. So I have to let it out.
let it out. Do your thing, bro. But all right. Before we start, ladies and gentlemen, as always, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss our streams. Make sure you're checking out the links in the description for everyone's content. Make sure you're checking out Ahmed and Winter Surfer over at Sarcasm City or Sarcasm TV. I'm sorry. And yeah, all links, Twitter, my links, my extra content, all that shit in the links in the description. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started and watch this together, ladies and gents.
Chelsea need to part ways with Thomas Tuchel. There are no two ways about that now. Tuchel needs to give Thomas Tuchel the tic-tac. If you have started a Premier League campaign,
the tic-tac?
Lost
away
at St. Mary's.
Wait, the tic-tac. Hey, Rory, shut up. The tic-tac?
What does that even mean?
Tic-tac.
I think he means this.
Oh,
Tic-tac.
yeah.
The tic-tac. 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 All right. He didn't waste any time. Just out of the gate, like I think it's time for Tuchel to go. Sheesh. All right, no build up, Rory. Just full climax. Let's go.
I'm afraid that you are on the precipice of a disaster. And unless you rectify it, unless you do something drastic, the season could be a write-off.
I forgot. I always forget the context here. Go ahead, Will.
Didn't this guy say, like, he's so weird because Sarri it was sack him, Lampard it was we need to change the way we deal with managers, and now Tuchel's here and it's sack him. So
Under Sarri was.
Oh yeah.
Under Sarri he wasn't proper Chelsea. Remember, you had the whole conversation of that guy, the Irish guy that's on Sky Sports commentary. Like,
Oh my God, Will! I'm glad you're here because I totally forgot he said that. Wow, Will calling this man out for his fraudulent behavior.
I mean,
Hey man,
You see it like you go in prison. You go in prison. And you're getting
lying under the court of law.
every season he changes his mind on how he thinks the club should be run, depending on if he likes the manager or not. It's just what happens.
That is true, because under Lampard, he was like, we need to stop this culture of sacking the manager and all this. And now he's here so quickly, ready to sack Tuchel. After, and mind you, this is the context, ladies and gents. I forgot to mention this. This is right after the Southampton game. So this is before the West Ham win that we just got. I don't know if his tune has even changed. But Andrew, were you trying to say something?
I was trying to say it's 24. I think it's less than 24 hours after he said we shouldn't part with Tuchel. It's also the same situation where, so you might hear cats outside. They're fine. Sorry. Shut up. Yeah, you might. Also, when Lampard was under the cosh, it said, I'm paraphrasing. He said something like, "We should, we spent 250 million pounds. We've given time to new players to better bed in, settle in. So, be interesting to see if he doesn't give the same, obviously, for Tuchel, who's new ownership, players in and out. But it's all good, Rory. It's all good.
I thought he liked Tuchel too. That's the weird part.
No, I think underneath he's never liked him.
He could always, yeah, exactly. Andrew said, yeah.
That's
He's
a
just
weird
a
one.
weird- he's
How
a
did
weird-
like? All right, I mean, I guess I understand Di Matteo. What I was gonna say is like, how can you not like the manager that won you a Champions League? But Di Matteo is such a different case, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was never. Yeah.
I've always said, like we should never get another super tier legend because it's gonna be the same situation as Lampard, innit? Because it's gonna make excuses for him.
Oh, but like Ahmed, what's the worst that can happen? We sacked Tuchel and JT comes as an interim, right?
I'm telling you, it's happened. It might happen. JT's been so vocal this season. It's a bit too much, man. He's even going match reviews and transfer reviews. It's mad. That's all I have to say on it.
We'll see. Let's continue the video.
It is shocking what is going on. The performances are so bad. Chelsea are currently in a battle to finish 7th.
We're 5th or 6th. We're 6th.
Well, currently, yeah.
Currently, prior to this, but also dude, I get it. I've been really annoyed with the season and what's happening. But one, the transfer window didn't close yet, and at the time of him recording this, and two, bro, it's only 5 games into the season. Liverpool are looking bad. Man City aren't looking as strong defensively as they've looked every season. But then again, they always do that in the beginning of the season, and then come December they lock it down, don't they? So it is what it is. But
yeah, they always with patches.
So Tottenham aren't looking anywhere near as good as they were supposed to, and now look at Arsenal. Hindsight's 2020. He didn't know about the Arsenal result, but Arsenal couldn't beat Man United. United looked like shit too prior to this. So I think it's just an overreaction to want to sack the manager so soon
6 games
after a string of, and saying we're fighting for 7th place. Come on, dude.
It's like the thing is, you're comparing this to other times where he's wanted the manager out, and I can sort of understand to a certain extent. Sarri, I was a fan of Sarri. I still like him. I think he was a good manager for us. I know, but I get why people didn't like him because by the time people were calling for his head, it was around March time. So I could sort of, although I disagreed, I could see where they were coming from in the sense of they wanted him to go because they've quite unquote seen enough. Same with Lampard. That was January time, late January. This, we're barely in September.
I know.
It's mental.
It's almost like he's clutching at straws to get him out, and he's always wanted him out. But let's see his reasoning. Maybe he has some logic to it. Maybe he'll change my mind. I doubt it, but we'll see.
We are dreaming of Conference or Europa League football. That is what we are doing at the moment. We can completely forget about what's going on at the top of the Premier League table. What Manchester City get up to at the moment couldn't be more irrelevant to us. What Liverpool get up to
right there.
Couldn't be more
maybe not on
to
Liverpool, but he's right on the City thing. I'll give him that. But
hold on. I agree with you on the City thing, but let me see what he says about Liverpool.
City get up to at the moment couldn't be more irrelevant to us. What Liverpool get up to at the moment couldn't be more irrelevant to us.
What do you mean? We are. We're ahead of them. And you know what? They've been terrible this season, too. They've been arguably in worse form than us, Rory.
They have been worse, I think.
Yeah, they've been scraping draws. That's the thing. We've just been we've eaten 2 losses. That's the difference.
Even as well, they've lost to their maybe their biggest rivals as well, like United. We didn't lose to Tottenham in a big game either. It's not we've been poor at times, but they've been worse.
They have the arguably the greatest attacker, one of the greatest attackers in Premier League history on their team right now.
Who's that? Salah.
Yeah, and
He's one of
and
the best,
and,
yeah.
and one of the best in the world, and they can't get goals in. We've never had a good attacking situation, so it's understandable that we can't score goals. They don't have the excuse, and they're struggling. I would say they're in a much worse position than we are.
Plus, they've got owners that have a proven track record of not being willing to spend at certain times as well. Like they had a transfer deadline day of Artemelo on loan with no option to buy.
Apparently, they tried to go after Zachariah actually before Melo. And
Yeah, I heard about that. They were trying to go for Zachariah, but then they changed their mind and go for someone else.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I think Zachariah suits them better. I can't lie.
maybe.
I don't necessarily rate him more than Arsa, but I think Zachariah suits them way better.
All right, let's see what he's saying. Again, this is before the transfer window ended and before the West Ham win. So, kind of put that into context.
We need to be preoccupied with what West Ham and Manchester United are doing and hope that we can find a bit of rhythm, find a bit of form, and potentially qualify for the Europa League. Because
He's shameless. You mentioned West Ham like they're not 18th.
we went on to beat them 2-1 under some crazy conditions, but it is what it is.
Did this guy look at the league table before he made this video? Like, goddamn, man. Like, really? Dude, we just drew. We drew with Tottenham 2-2 and played arguably really good football that game, and VAR and all that. We should have beaten them.
The irony is, we all know, like Arsenal now, they've lost the game, and all it takes for like an Arsenal United is to lose one game, and then they would literally like have a meltdown, and we've already seen that. So
I don't know. This is such a weird take from him. Let's continue.
is shocking. Our form currently is worse than it was in the last 15 games under Frank Lampard. And everybody
here we go.
The Lampard thing. I was expecting that.
Let's go backstage then, yeah? We'll go backstage.
You smell that? You smell that? That's agenda. That is the smell of the agenda.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Someone bring out the air fresheners. I smell the agenda. As soon as you said Lampard, that's where you lost me. Jesus, even minerals kept my attention for longer than you have now. Jesus Christ, bro. What a shame, Rory. What a shame.
We've all known, there have been Tuchel
all
out
goes back to Lampard.
Since Lampard sack. Come on, like, we know this.
Yeah, it all goes back to Lampard being sacked.
Rory.
He got what by the way, Rory got what he wanted. He wanted Roman to go, and he got what he wanted. So he can shut the fuck up, honestly. He got what he wanted.
Rory, god damn it, man. Are we even a minute in? We are. We just about a minute in, and you've already agitated me.
I feel like I'm in 2020 again, but this time we're the one on the sides of the manager. And not Chris.
Danny, you're right, Danny, you're right. But we played well, and the mentality's not there, and we got bashed by Leeds. But also our midfield wasn't there. So you're right, Danny, you're right. Wasn't really making much of a point. My point was just that, look, unlike Liverpool, who have looked the same consistently in their bad form, other than that 9-0 win against Bournemouth, we've at least had ups and downs where like you could see our potential and we were in it for the game, and the other games we just shifted into second gear and didn't want to try. That was my point. All right, let's continue.
was saying, Frank Lampard needs to go, and Frank Lampard was never the right choice for the job, and Frank Lampard needed to be sacked immediately. It's exactly the same.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Not the same, though, is it?
Lampard talking points. I can't believe we're talking about Lampard talking points in 2022. It's crazy, man.
Lampard didn't even get Derby promoted.
He couldn't even win the conference final, right? He didn't even win was it the final that he lost, right?
Yeah, he lost the playoff final. His biggest achievement in football is bar maybe Oh, if you want to make the Champions League argument, fair enough. But what he was known for at football management for Chelsea was beating Leeds over 2 games.
And winning the FA, getting to the FA Cup final and getting us top 4. That's like this has been his greatest achievement. I would argue in football so far. Getting us top 4 under the transfer ban, literally.
This guy, we beat Everton, drew against Tottenham, lost to Leeds shamefully, beat Leicester, and then lost to Southampton. I'm sorry. How can you compare those 5 games to what was it, men? The month and a half that we couldn't win a single game with Lampard?
Yeah, it was that. We were down in 9th. We got humiliated at Arsenal. Humiliated against Man City. Just about, got me at Leicester. Just about overcame. I can't remember. It was at Luton Town or something in the FA Cup.
We drew against Villa at home when they were struggling.
Just a flattered scoreline against West Ham. We were playing shit, couldn't defend, everything like that. But it's the same, right? It's the same. Yeah, it's the same.
I'm like, how? Because anyone in chat, link me the similarities and connect it in my head. Because
let's go backstage then. Yeah.
I don't understand where this man, how the logic connects here.
That's the point. It's not logical. It's feelings over facts. That's what it is.
This is what happens when you overdose on the minerals. That's all I'm saying. Let's continue.
If you look at Tuchel's last 15 games, Frank Lampard's last 15 games, there's a Rizzler paper between them. So I don't understand why it would...
Wait, what did he say? What English word did he say? What?
Games, Frank Lampard's last 15 games, there's a Rizzler paper between them.
So Rizzler paper, people use it to do their own cigarettes.
Yeah. So what he's saying is Tuchel's record's still better, is what he's saying.
A lot better.
But it's by like a little, like small amount. Basically.
How? I could... What? All right, Rory. All right, let's continue.
Would be any different. The only reason I think it should be different is because Frank Lampard was learning on the job. Thomas Tuchel has been brought in as the expert.
What? Yeah, but Lampard didn't win a Champions League as a manager, did he? So Tuchel's already showed he's an expert. Lampard didn't make us world champions for the first time. Tuchel did.
Yeah.
Or couldn't win.
We were in 9th.
Yeah.
We were in 9th halfway through the season. Over halfway through the season.
Almost in February, late January.
We were 9th in late January. 9th. We weren't going to qualify for the Champions League. There was no way we were going to win the Champions League with Frank Lampard in charge. It just wasn't going to happen. There's no similarity whatsoever, apart from, say, the last 15 games. There's no context being used here at the moment.
You can also add half the squad was like out to dry, basically. Like they weren't speaking of Lampard. Like half the squad wasn't even on.
Exactly.
So
he had burned bridges. He had alienated the entire squad because of his actions, because his man management is shit. We saw it,
Didn't even talk to Kepa for a whole month or something, right?
Didn't talk to Alonso for 4 months. 3 months.
I can't believe that, man.
Zoned out Tomori as well, and Tony as well.
Zoned out Tomori, couldn't coach defense.
Jesus, the fact that we're not even more than a minute into this video already is crazy to me. It's crazy how many crazy things this man has said that made us stop. Let's continue.
Thomas Tuchel has won a European Cup, and therefore he needs to be held to a higher regard, a higher account. So what is going on
Rory.
at the moment is
you understand how footballing CVs work. Congratulations. Fucking hell. Not hard to understand, is it?
With that same logic, Rory, Chelsea Football Club win trophies every season. So therefore, if you're going to take this job, you need to be held to that standard as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I get it. There was like a transfer ban with Lampard, but in the direction that we were heading in. One, we were already eliminated out of the Carabao Cup. We lost to Spurs. Did you really think that in the form that we were in, we were going to win the FA Cup or even the Champions League? And you definitely weren't going to win the fucking... Lampard at the end of his regime was saying that he still needs more players, that these players aren't ready yet. Did he not? Or was it worse?
Yeah, they weren't ready. Yeah,
they can't win trophies. Yeah,
they can't win trophies. So, like, using your own logic, Rory, Lampard wasn't fit for the job. Let's continue.
And utterly unacceptable. And Todd Bowley needs to make a decision now. This needs to happen now. This isn't reactive. This isn't knee-jerk. This goes back into last season. Chelsea's
100% reactive
was pitiful. People don't like to have that conversation, but it's true. Chelsea were shocking for large portions of last season.
So why weren't you too quiet then, Rory? Why didn't you speak about it then? If you were this godly expert on football that knew everything, why didn't you call it out before it went to this? Why did you wait until now when it's a quote-unquote disaster? So... Like you were caught up with the hype as well. Like, come on, come on, you can't act like you weren't over the moon for Romelu Lukaku as well. You might want to blame him for that or blame him for signings. But we all can see the receipts of you being happy with him coming in. So
I sometimes think we always seem to be forgetting that 6 months ago. We weren't selling like Coca-Colas at the inside the stadium. Like, people forget this,
It's true. We were sanctioned.
I just don't understand why I don't know why people expect the players at that time to be 100%. You don't even have to get paid.
And I'll be honest, I'll admit he's right. He's right about the Chelsea form. We were very dodgy. I don't like that. Last season in general, and I don't know if you guys disagree if you would like and elaborate, but I feel like last season we were not that convincing as a team. After October, I want to say. After October, I felt
it's from December.
After December, you're right. Yeah. Once December hit, I was like, oh, we're looking very dodgy as a team. We were looking very, very dodgy as a team.
That's because the squad was overrated. Fullbacks were good. Misfiring striker with that. Shit to deal with. And midfield was injured as well. So and
we lost our wing backs and midfield.
Yes, Uncle Jester, 100%.
Yep. Went down. Yep. Went down. It's all right.
Yep.
Then Reece James.
That Juventus game fucked us.
By the way, ladies and gents, do check out Uncle Jester's channel. He just started a channel. Go out there and support my fellow American over there. So, I mean, after December, you guys are absolutely right. Because before that, we were looking good. We were on top of the league, and then it just went downhill from there. So it made us realize that we needed squad depth, and the system is very reliant on wing backs. Yeah. So, you guys are totally right. Let's continue.
You wouldn't debate anyone like us because he gets smoked. That's why. So it just goes in. So he goes on, and he's done a good career for himself. So good job.
Yeah.
Getting on Talk Sport where he's not really challenged. Getting on the kickoff where he's not really challenged because they're all just mates, and that's fine. So, but if he's actually debate another Chelsea fan, then he gets smoked. Absolutely.
Yeah, probably.
Destroyed. You get destroyed.
He's been he's been challenged properly once, and I think it was on the kickoff, and that was when Lawrence challenged him over the whole proper Chelsea thing. We're sorry. That's the only time I've ever seen him get challenged.
Yeah, he was in the wrong again because he started. Actually, I think he did a video when Lampard was in trouble, and he was just blaming literally Kai Havertz and Timo Werner. It was all their fault. He didn't blame anything on Lampard whatsoever.
Yep. Although he was happy with Werner being signed. So
yeah.
Oh boy.
Chelsea won 8 games at home last season. 8. Everton, the Ev, who was shocking last year, who could easily have gone.
We didn't lose much.
Why does he keep? I don't realize why he's bringing up Everton now. Lampard again. He's just bringing up another team that's not played for. It's too much, man.
Oh yeah, shit. We did lose to Everton away, didn't we? Oh my.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
And
We
I think
did.
it was under Lampard as well, was it not? Or was it under Benitez?
It was.
Yeah.
It was under Lampard.
I knew it, man.
I still say our guys mentally went after the Real Madrid second leg. They just went.
Mm.
They were just done for the season. They were just done. Even on the FA Cup, they were just shot after that, after the second leg. And they just gave up, which is not good, but they did.
Not Jorginho. Amazon really lost out on a lot of money with us. I'll just say they should have been all or nothing for us.
No,
we had a dramatic season.
No, I don't think. Knowing what Roman's like, I don't think he wants anyone snooping around.
I don't think Bowley's good.
fair enough.
No,
Even
that
Might change under Bowley.
It might change now, actually. Bowley might be really into that idea.
Bowley does meet and greets outside the stadium sometimes.
Oh my goodness! All right, let's continue, boys.
Gone down last season. Everton under Benitez, who was never suited to that club, and Frank Lampard, who everybody tells me isn't a good manager.
Oh, shut
Everton
up.
won more home games than Chelsea did under Tuchel.
Dude, who cares how many home games you won? Look at where you were at the table. Everton were gonna get relegated. They left it to the last game, Rory. Who cares? And I'm not trying to defend Benitez. Benitez was fucking terrible too, but Lampard didn't do that much better of a job.
No, in fact, I think he did like worse.
They were actually on a losing streak under Lampard.
Or just as bad. I think when he took over, they were higher than where they finished.
They were mid-table or lower mid-table when Lampard took over, and they dropped so many points they went into the relegation zone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You remember like the 4-0 that they got hammered with, and then he started talking about the goals being not good, and like started cussing out the opposition team's goals. I remember it's like a literal meme now. That's under Everton.
Get closer to the
my
mic, man.
goodness. Oh no! He's got it. You just gotta get closer to the mic. Yeah. But I mean, it's just, and look, even for Everton's form last season, I give Lampard a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. You know, Calvert-Lewin, his best player had to be Richarlison. Calvert-Lewin got injured. The defense was terrible and injury prone as well. Like, you know, he was working with scraps with what he had. But regardless of that, like, a good manager can scrap a few wins against pretty easy teams. Like, Everton's quality isn't like Norwich or anything. Like, you should be able to win these games, and he wasn't winning them. So
Norwich to be fair, his only competition was Burnley, because Watford and Norwich are already down were pretty much confirmed to be in there. They were so far behind.
But what I'm trying to say is that games that Everton are supposed to win on paper, even with the injuries that they had and even with the lack of player depth, and Lampard was losing them. So all right, well, let's continue.
Is that okay? Of course it's not. It shouldn't have been okay then, and it's certainly not okay now. Chelsea conceded 4 goals at home in consecutive games to Arsenal and Brentford.
That happened under Lampard too. What are we talking about? Why are we pretending that we're?
Yeah, we lost 3-0 to Sheffield United.
Oh my god, I forgot about that game.
Yeah.
Why?
3-0 to Sheffield United. We lost 4-0 to Manchester United. First game of the season. We drew 2-2 at home to Sheffield United, which was promoted after they just came up. We were 2-0 up.
I think
we just beat Norwich 3-2.
Remember the Bayern Munich game as well? That we lost?
Yeah, Bayern Munich.
And also,
4-1.
I think Lampard's the first manager in the last 16 times he played West Ham to lose at home to West Ham as well.
Yeah.
And he lost to Bournemouth at home.
Yeah.
Who went down that year.
We can all go through the games.
Barely scrapped against Watford 2-1 away.
The worst defense in history. We had like the worst defense.
Yeah, the worst defense we've ever had in Premier League since we've been well over 20 years. Yeah.
And ironically, he had Thiago Silva in the second season.
Exactly.
Oh, Rory.
Coming to Stamford Bridge and scoring 4 goals. Then Arsenal, who didn't have a particularly good season last year, turning up at Stamford Bridge and having the time of their life. Totally and utterly unacceptable.
What's wrong with
And I think it's very important to acknowledge that all of this happened under Tuchel's watch.
Does he not realise in the Arsenal game, like Kovacic and Kante were injured, weren't they? And I'm pretty sure in the Arsenal game because he was
I
playing.
don't know. I can't remember.
Because I remember we were playing the Jorginho and ROC pivot in that game. I don't know what people are expecting in that sort of pivot. I just don't know, man.
So confused right now.
And it was Ryan Lukaku up front as well for Arsenal. I remember that one perfectly as well. Oh my god.
All right, I don't know.
Tuchel was responsible for these results. Tuchel is responsible for the squad that we have assembled. If you analyse the personnel,
Wait, what? Okay, I get Tuchel's responsible for like some of the players that we got, but the personnel that we've assembled, bro, almost like 8 of those signings were Lampard signings. What are you talking about? What are you bloody talking about? You're making me turn Brit. Jesus Christ, bro. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Ziyech is a Lampard signing. Okay, let's just assume they're Lampard. They were under Lampard regime, okay? Ziyech, under Lampard. Werner, under Lampard. Havertz, under Lampard. Mason Mount, promoted under Lampard. Reece James, promoted under Lampard. Tammy, promoted under Lampard. Who else? Tamori left under Lampard.
Gilmore,
Like Zuma sold under Lampard. Gilmore promoted under Lampard. Like all these, the only players that Tuchel really had an influence on was Lukaku, Saul.
At that point, in time, yeah.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what?
Players like Chilwell who got injured. I'm not saying that's his fault, but
Yeah.
don't want to use context for that. Then don't use context.
Like what the fuck?
You know,
And like maybe you can make the argument you're talking about this season,
Mendy as well,
but like,
Arsenal. Mendy was his signing.
and you can make the argument that maybe he's talking about this season. But even if you're talking about this season, bro, this is the first season he's gotten back. It's only 5 games, Rory.
To be fair, well, Mendy is a check signing. I would say something
True,
more.
but
Okay.
what I mean is
Okay.
like if Rory's not
Yeah.
going to use context, then we shouldn't either. That's my
Oh, yeah,
point.
that's true, yeah.
Fair enough.
it is terrible. It is terrible. And why? Because of decisions made by Tuchel. There is no centre forward at the club. Why? Because of decisions made by Thomas Tuchel.
No, but
Thomas
Rory asked for Lukaku to be sold. So and he didn't like Werner either, and he doesn't really like Havertz either. So if you're talking about centre forwards being at the club, who do you want us to keep? Resign Tammy Abraham? No, thank you.
I mean, don't tempt him. Don't tempt him. He might actually. Next video he comes out with after watching this one, Rory. Why we should re-sign Tammy now?
I'm telling you, in the summer when his release clause reactivates, you might be in trouble. You know. It's like,
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, let's continue.
He chose rudely and incorrectly to get rid of Tammy Abraham.
Oh my God! Oh.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Would have been ruder just to keep him. It'd be ruder just to keep him and not play him. He told him he doesn't feature in his plans. We're going to let you go. How was that rude? And it's not
like
incorrect
it's not like we forced him to go to like a non-European team, or we forced him to go to Roma, and he decided. Yeah.
Bro, his girlfriend was sending Instagram like shots to Tuchel, bro. She's never forgotten that, you know.
Rory's
Like,
not funny. Rory's just so predictable. We know.
It's not incorrectly. It's not incorrectly either. Go on, because I think I know what he's going to say. I think I remember what he said.
All right.
Go on.
All right.
15 goals. What?
Tammy Abraham is unforgivable. What he did to Tammy Abraham that year, Chelsea got to an FA Cup final. Chelsea lost that cup final 1-0 to Leicester, so we didn't score. Do you know what we needed? We needed a goal scorer. And do you know who we had in our ranks? We had the club's top goal scorer, Tammy Abraham. The reason that Chelsea won that FA Cup final was Tammy Abraham. Tammy Abraham scored the goals to get Chelsea to that cup final.
Wait, hold on. What did he say?
Oh my God, he's
Tammy Abraham
shameless.
scored the goals to get Chelsea were in that FA Cup final was Tammy Abraham. Tammy
Luton
Abraham
Town.
scored the goals to get Chelsea to that cup final. And for one reason or another, Thomas Tuchel decided that he didn't even deserve a place on the bench.
He didn't score in the semi-final, did he? He scored against Luton Town, Barnsley, and who else? Morecambe as well. Morecambe.
It was something like that. It was like all of these like League One and League Two teams that we were facing.
If you want to credit Ziyech for scoring against City, fair enough. But
I just
I
don't
mean,
understand. Like, I don't understand the Tammy Abraham hype, to be honest, because like he's only scored. I think last season this year, I think he only scored like 15 to 16 goals.
yeah,
It's like the same as he scored in the Premier League under us.
Well, actually, he didn't score in the semis. He actually scored in the semi.
yeah, exactly. And then he
Yeah.
scored, and then Tammy scored against Morecambe, Luton, and
So he
Barnsley.
didn't score. Hang on, he didn't score in the quarter final against Sheffield United. That was an own goal in Ziyech.
Yeah.
So hang on. When did he score? Hang on.
Has he actually not scored? What's going on?
I think
I'm pretty
Luton Town.
I'm
Scored
sure
against Luton,
Luton
yeah.
that it happened. Yeah,
And he scored against Barnsley. I remember away from home, he won 1-0.
Yes, Barnsley, because Havertz got a hat trick that game, didn't he?
No. Barnsley, we won 1-0 away from home. It's actually kind of a
No, that
difficult
was the
game.
Carabao Cup, Marshall, that you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what this guy's talking about.
Yeah, he is straight waffling. This man's making breakfast wherever he is.
No, I don't
Jesus
like-
Christ.
He's not waffling. He's lying.
He's going to
lying.
bring up the 15 goals, but
I'm telling you,
I'll
yeah,
destroy that as well. So,
yeah, because that was in the space of 4 weeks. It starts between like match week 2 and like 7, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Most of the goals, and he just stopped.
What blows my mind too is that like it's not like Tuchel didn't try to play Tammy. He did try to play Tammy in the very beginning of his regime, and he just looked out of place. Just like Giroud looked out of place. They were isolated. They were not fitting his system. They were not doing the gegenpress that he wanted them to do. It's just like it wasn't.
Time doesn't have the speed. That's like because his body type, sadly, whether you want him or not. Tammy's not
Mhm.
the fast guy. He's the type of guy where you lob the ball into him, much like Giroud. He holds the ball up, little pass in the midfield, turn, and then shoots. And he can't even use his own body correctly. He can't even head the ball. Like we forget, like the 2 seasons he was with us, didn't head the ball, did he? Didn't head the ball. 2 chances against Tottenham that Reece James gave
So he
us.
just-
Spongehead.
Right. We just established he didn't score in the semi-final, obviously. He didn't score in the semi-final, and he didn't score in the quarter-final. So how did he get us to the final?
Yeah. Congrats. He scored against Barnsley, Luton, and Morecambe. Congrats.
Yeah. Wow.
Training exercise.
We're really reaching. This guy's really reaching, man. He's reaching. Jesus Christ, dude. And like I said, we tried him in the system. It didn't work out. Let's continue.
He wasn't in Chelsea's matchday squad. Where's the principle here? That is so out of order. That is completely disrespectful. And Chelsea ultimately lost that cup final, paid the price because we couldn't score a goal that day.
Okay, hold on.
Earth to Rory, there's no principles in football. I don't know where you get this ideology from. This bullshit. This bullshit Disney-fied. Everyone gets a choice. We know Tuchel didn't rate him. We took him off twice at half time during his games. So I don't understand this. It's like, also it's his choice to put in the squad. So you're saying then don't back the manager. That's what you're saying. But due to principle, what's the principle here? There's no principle here. It's not a. What is the principle? You're using the principles in a totally wrong area. Of football in football. There's no principles in football. This isn't your daughter's 5-a-side kindergarten cup thing, stuff like that. It's actual professional football. He's trying to win. And Tammy Abraham, at the time, and I still think now, is shit. Or is very low quality and won't do anything because his game isn't that good. In this league.
What perplexes me right now is like, I wonder if he touted the same thing when we played Romelu Lukaku for 9 games straight after what he had said, and then completely iced him out of the team. Like, did he say the same thing? Where's the principle? Like, or is he praising him there?
No, this is just he, in his mind, because others are doing it now, is just now brought up that he can actually now go against Tuchel. He's been wanting to do it since he took over. He's been wanting to do it since he took over. This is the whole thing now. It's now there's more of a voice of a Tuchel out in the Chelsea fandom. And then he can now actually stand out a bit. You know, there's others that are doing it as well. Because he's too scared to be a sole voice of it. That's what he is. He's too scared to actually lead this. Yeah, he tried under Sarri and he saw the backlash he got from Sarri. Yeah.
Did you see the backlash you got from this one? We'll read the comments after this video. I am curious to see how people reacted to this one.
Bad management. He got it wrong. Whatever you think of the situation with Romelu Lukaku, I hold Lukaku virtually entirely responsible for what happened at Chelsea. But Thomas Tuchel decided to offload Tammy Abraham to bring in Romelu Lukaku. It is a manager's responsibility to make sure that the centre forward plays and scores. He didn't do that.
Is it the manager's responsibility for their attacker or their striker to have not have personal interviews behind the back of everyone and say the blasphemous things that he said? Like, come on, man. Like, how are you putting what Romelu did, like, in his own accord on Tuchel as well, as if like Tuchel's supposed to babysit him? Like, what are we saying, man?
Also, I know Tammy was injured for part of that first season under Frank, but where's his outrage when Frank went back to start using Giroud that season? You know, instead of using Tammy and using all the others that he brought through. Where's the outrage?
Fair enough.
Where's the outrage of not using Tammy during the second part? You know, during the second part. Sorry, the second. The second season.
Because he rates Giroud, Andrew. That's the thing. It's his own agenda.
No, but when he was using Werner and that, where was his outrage for not using Tammy Abraham then? Where was the outrage then? It's just picking and choosing what you want and then fabricating lies, essentially, because he's a liar. He just proved it with his FA Cup thing. He's a liar. Like principles. Shut up, man. Principles. Honestly.
I wonder what he would feel like if we dropped Mason Mount.
Remember, there's always another side of a story. And Romelu Lukaku's story will be a very interesting one to hear. So, that is...
No, it won't. It won't be interesting to hear, Rory. I could care less of a shit what Romelu Lukaku has to say. He made it very clear what he had to say. He's wildin', bro. He wildin'. That's what Romelu Lukaku's saying, bro. He wildin'. That Bowley guy, he wildin', bro. Like, fuck out of here, Romelu.
Issue. The centre forward position that is still not filled is an issue.
Aubameyang.
Why
this
are we
is
not
before
desperately going for a central midfielder?
Yeah, but we were still like
we were
on the
linked.
brink. We were
Yeah.
on the brink.
He works at TalkSport.
Yeah, but it wasn't confirmed. It wasn't.
But he works at TalkSport, innit? So he would
Yeah, he
know.
works at TalkSport, yeah.
So he knows the guys there probably know if Aubameyang's on the way or not. Surely by then, like that's this is another.
Rory, you're being a bad faith actor, Rory.
Yeah, very bad.
Why were we not obviously trying to sign a central midfielder? We are so static in that midfield. We haven't signed anybody in that
I agree with
position.
him on that, actually, to be fair.
Yeah, I think we all agree with him on that. That's a fair point. That is a fair point.
They saw the light needs, innit? They saw the light needs.
Maybe the first one was made, actually.
Yeah. Let's continue.
We desperately need somebody there. Why is Billy Gilmore not around this first team?
I agree with him on that again.
I agree.
Around the first team. And Billy
Hey, yo, wait, rewind, wait, hold up.
In the squad, I
Why
think
was Ross Barkley around the first team and Billy Gilmore sent home from the States?
Okay.
That point doesn't. I
Yeah.
get where he's coming from, but that again, you want Ross to sort of play one pre-season so you can get him out.
Yes.
Fit.
I thought for a second he was talking about right now. Like, I didn't hear the preseason part. I thought he meant like, why isn't Ross Barkley in the first team? He was like, bro, because he sucks. And you know what, Ross Barkley, I'm sorry. Shout out to you. Welcome to Nice. I hope you have a good season there. Just stay away from Chelsea, please.
Nice is nice.
Yeah.
Got nice weather, huh?
And send Billy Gilmore home. Under Frank Lampard, Billy Gilmore was one of the most exciting young
Oh,
footballers in the world.
fuck
He was one of the most
him.
exciting young prospects in world football. since Tuchel's come in.
Sorry, it's just the way he said it.
So how come then, if he's that excited, how come then when he came back in the lockdown, he played, I think, a couple of games, and one of them was against Crystal Palace away, where he got bullied off the park and had to take him off at half time, and you never saw Billy Gilmour again either.
And he got an injury
at the end of that season. And he got injured. But that's what I'm talking about. There's no. Why don't you? Anyway.
And don't get me wrong, I love Billy Gilmour as well. I do really rate him.
Me too.
You can't just throw statements like that when it suits your agenda.
I'm of the view. Yeah. I don't think Billy Gilmour's ceiling is Chelsea level. That's just my opinion. But he's a good player. But I feel like I don't know if he can reach that level. That's just my view on it. So.
We'll see. We're gonna have to see what happens with the development if he even ever comes back to Chelsea. But guys, 37 of you here watching, make sure you smash the like button to make sure you're not sucked into this Rory way of thinking. Do it for your own health, please.
Barely heard of him. Cesar Azpilicueta. How have they given Cesar Azpilicueta a 2-year deal? He wasn't good enough to play for Chelsea.
I agree with that.
These are all
Okay.
I disagree with it, but I see where people are coming from.
I agree with you with the first bit. Saying he wasn't good enough to be in the squad 2 years ago is a bit of a stretch.
Yeah,
I think it's a bit of a stretch. He might have started to decline, but
he was still good enough to play as the RCB role on it.
That is true. He is actually a professional actor, isn't he? He's been in Doctor Who and EastEnders, and he got moved to by Ian Bill on EastEnders. I would not take the acting role. Marshall, you might not know who Ian Bill is, but you don't want to get shown being beaten up by him.
Oh, jeez. I don't want to be shown being beaten up by anyone, period.
I've got nothing left, if you know that meme. I don't know if you know that meme.
Okay, we're going to have to talk about... You know what, Will? We're going to have to talk about this.
Let's go backstage then, yeah? We'll go backstage.
I don't know what we're talking about here. Let's continue.
Decisions that Tuchel needs to be held accountable to. Constantly playing Kai Havertz. Constantly playing Edouard Mendy. Edouard Mendy and...
Why is there no Mason Mount? See, look.
Yeah, that's what I stopped it. Why is he not talking about Mason Mount?
Oh, and the lucky one, listen, I love Mendy. I love Mendy, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I agree with that, yeah.
You know what I mean? He just bucked apart.
Yeah. No, I agree with what he's saying with the fact that, why aren't we dropping these players? But, hey, man, add Mason Mount to that, too. Come on. Why are we pretending Mason Mount? There's no issue.
Marshall, it's unlikely, but he might still do it,
Yeah.
0%.
Maybe he's a mineral pill, too. Who knows? All right, let's continue.
Johnny does not like him.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah, Johnny doesn't like him. All right, let's continue.
Cesar Azpilicueta were responsible for that defeat yesterday. Thomas Tuchel has allowed Cesar Azpilicueta to get a 2-year deal, which is absolute nonsense. He wasn't good enough to play at Stamford Bridge. He wasn't good enough to play Premier League football 2 years ago, and we've given him another 2 years.
Look, I get where people are coming from with Cesar Azpilicueta. I tend to push back on it simply because I think last season, Cesar Azpilicueta's form plummeted because he was playing at right wing back position for about 4 to 6 games in a row. He was being overused. Now, if you put him in RCB, he does a proper job at RCB. He doesn't look half bad at RCB. Yes, every now and again he'll get spun, but every now and again even Thiago Silva will get spun or Koulibaly will get spun. This happens, okay? Sometimes players can defeat the defender or beat the defender. I'm not having this notion that this is just me. I'm not having this notion that Cesar Azpilicueta is washed and done. Not at RCB at least, but that's just me.
Right back.
That's where I disagree. That's where I disagree with Rory. At right back, Andrew, agree. Yep, right back, even right wing back. I agree with you guys.
I think given Asby a contract here is fine as long as he's not really playing a lot in it. You have caliber there. The next guy's injured in it. You can have him there as the bench warmer and also the guy that's looking after the that's all he needs to be.
And again, I wonder what he said when we re-signed Didier Drogba under Mourinho. I wonder if he said the same. He had the same tune. Why are we re-signing this guy? He's washed.
We saw what you said about Cucurella. So when we talked about
I don't know what he said about Cucurella. Bad things?
Oh my goodness.
We got Chilwell.
Yes, exactly. And you know what? We do have Chilwell.
We done a response to that video a couple
Yep.
of weeks ago. So.
Yep. That's why I'm like, this is so soon. We're already reacting to Rory again.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's go ahead and continue.
It's a terrible state of affairs, and a manager needs to take the responsibility when your right back is out, and that basically means you can't win a game of football. Your right back's injured, and you basically can't win a game of football. That's
it. He's not entirely wrong on that. Yeah. The fact that Reece James wasn't in the game against Southampton, it goes to show the importance of Reece James and how. Rory, you could criticize Tuchel for not getting a right wing back replacement if it does affect us that much this season, because we saw what happened when Reece and Cho were on the field yesterday. Obviously, he doesn't know that, he didn't see it yet, but like it does play a big factor. So you know what, Rory, I'll give you that.
Well, you didn't mention the fact that also Chalobah was ill.
That
he couldn't play. We had midfield issues as well. Again, either injured or coming back from injury. So don't mention that.
Of course, yep. So I'll partially give it to you, Rory.
And Mason Mount was not creating. It's not. We always have to add that with Rory.
Yes. Let's continue, boys.
Game of football. Your right back's injured, and you basically can't win a game of football. That's what it means. Azpilicueta for both goals at the epicenter of them. Maybe the first one was because he was scared to play the ball back to Mendy, because Mendy can't have the ball at his feet. He's not capable. But that brings us back to tactics. If you have a goalkeeper who is not capable of having the ball at his feet, don't instruct him to have the ball at his feet. Play to your players' strengths.
Okay, that's an interesting point of view. Do you guys think that Tuchel instructs Mendy to play the ball at his feet? Probably, right?
Yes. Yeah,
probably.
When you play with a system that he chooses to, yes, it like, because we have three centre backs as ball playing options. I guess it's not as crucial to be amazing with your feet, but it obviously does help in some situations. I think Mendy's problem is that he thinks he is elite at ball playing. I think he doesn't.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, which if he calmed it down a little bit and just sometimes didn't make if he just played to how he is comfortable, then I think not as many people would notice it as much.
I think Mendy's issue is that he tries to take too many touches when he has the ball. Just keep it simple, Mendy. Pass it to the closest person. You don't have to do a little bring it back and step over here and there. That's when you get in trouble, Mendy.
You're not Edison, mate.
You're not Ederson, bro.
Yeah, but with the 5-star schoolers, isn't it?
You're not, man. You barely got that. You got like a half star, dog. You still learning. Come on, calm down, Mendy. Wins an AFCON, all of a sudden he thinks he's a 5-star fucking dribbler. Get out of here, Mendy. Come on.
Pragmatic. Don't force Mendy to play out from the back when you can't play out from the back. As a result, Cesar Azpilicueta has panicked and knocked the ball out for a corner rather than laying it back to his goalkeeper.
I'm sorry. I'm not blaming. You can't blame Tuchel for that level of error and that level of stupidity. You've got when Mendy was taking less risks, no one noticed him playing bad on the ball, maybe the odd pass, but it never led to anything. For example, part of the Man United, the Man United game at Old Trafford where he almost passed into his own net. Bar that, I don't really remember Mendy being really bad on the ball in his first season. I might be wrong. I don't know if any of you can point out any other situations, but I can't really remember him doing it.
Oh, under his first season, yeah. No, go ahead, Tom. I was going to just say that generally in his first season under Frank and under Tuchel in the second season, he was okay with the ball to his feet. So it's only been quite a recent occurrence where the ball playing issues have become a lot more apparent.
Yeah,
but also. I don't think he gave the corner because he's worried about Mendy's feet. I think there might have just been some miscommunication. Maybe he thought Mendy was going to come for it. Mendy looked like he was going for it and changed his mind, and he just had to head the ball out. So it was just a choice like that. I don't think it's anything to do with worrying about Mendy's feet or anything like that. because if you could have maybe headed it back, but it wasn't the right angle to. So I don't think it's anything to do with why Aspilicueta moved it up the corner to do anything. If Mendy's playing with his feet, I don't believe.
Yeah.
For one instant.
And obviously, like, it's different being a footballer in the same dressing room as a player. Like, for example, Aspilicueta probably doesn't believe that Mendy's got shit ball playing ability. Probably does not. There's very little chance that he views Mendy like that. Because that's just one of his friends. That's one of his teammates. He won a Champions League with him. He obviously rates him. So
it's just that sometimes, when a player is going through that low period where nothing's going right for them, as a defender, you also begin to worry, right? And we saw that also against West Ham. So, like our set pieces recently have not been great. Let's be honest.
No, they haven't.
They haven't been great, and I think part of that is to do with, the defenders are quite worried about what's behind them, which is Mendy, because they know he's either low in confidence or he's not at his best.
All right, let's continue, boys.
Harry Kane scored from a corner. Leeds scored from a corner. Yesterday against Southampton, scored from a corner. We cannot defend corners. What is going on at Cobham?
Look at
What
that.
is going
You
on
just called it.
through the week that we cannot defend from corners? It is completely and utterly unacceptable. And when we play West Ham United, if Mendy is in that starting lineup, it's sackable. Kepa
hold that, dickhead. Hold that.
Yo, come on.
We won.
Leeds scored from a free kick.
Yeah.
No, that's a corner. I'm being pedantic, but did the right information.
But because what was it was it sackable when Lampard had Kepa in the squad for so long after so many errors? Was that sackable?
That's right. He's got to be hyperbolic there.
Yeah, definitely. It's just the same problem. If we bring in Kepa, everyone's just going to do long shots against him. They already know what his weakness is as a goalkeeper.
By the way, the set pieces aren't. There's a set piece coach.
Yeah. Explosive game. We're calling it out as it is. Yeah.
It was praised yesterday. It was praised last season. The first part for because we didn't concede a lot, anything from set pieces. So why does he escape any criticism? Because he was praised. Tuchel wasn't praised for when we get clean sheets about from set pieces. Wouldn't suit the agenda, would it?
No, not at all. Jesus Christ, Rory, come on.
A player who I do not rate now has to play for Chelsea. If Kai Havertz is anywhere near that starting lineup, it is sackable.
Hold it again. Hold that.
Yeah.
He just scored against West Ham. Hold it.
Yeah.
Hold that.
Yeah. I get where he's coming from, but I agree with his notion that they shouldn't be in the starting lineup. But the way he's saying it's sackable, no, it's not fucking sackable.
It's also he's literally contradicted himself because he's gone. We don't have a centre forward or a focal point. So what are we going to do? What do you want, Rory? What do you want to change in this team? Yeah, in the short term this weekend, I want to take Kai Havertz out. The only player we have that can play centre forward at all. So that makes so much sense, doesn't it, Rory?
Well, he probably wants to. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So it's a weird take to I just have a problem with how he's saying it. I don't necessarily disagree with what he's saying, but to say that's sackable, come on, dude. Kepa's not as good as Mendy. All of us here know that Kepa is not as good as Mendy, okay? Mendy is the better goalkeeper. It's just that Mendy's going through bad form, and I want to see Kepa in there if he's going to be going through bad form while Mendy sorts out his form. And Havertz, yeah, let's bench him. But also, if he plays again, sackable? Come on, man. Come on, where were you saying that? Were you saying the same thing? Sackable offense when you were playing Lukaku over and over and over again when he wasn't doing shit in the game? What is it? 7 touches against Brighton? Or 7 touches against what team? Crystal Palace? Is it sackable then, Rory? Fuck out of here, man.
What Armando Broja did in 2 minutes, it showed Kai Havertz up last night. Broja comes on, gets up between 2 defenders, bullies, hustles, harries. Gets up between 2 defenders, wins Chelsea a corner almost immediately. Did more than Kai Havertz did for the entire game.
Agreed.
Kai Havertz is not good enough to lead the line for Chelsea. How can everybody know that apart from the manager? Kai Havertz as a false 9 is laughable. It's an oxymoron.
Alright, yeah. See, that's why OTT right there. OTT. Definitely.
It's too
How
much.
can you say it's not? Does he know the meaning of an oxymoron?
Kai Havertz as a false nine is laughable. Were you saying that when he was playing as a false nine when we won the Champions League? Did you say the
I'm
way we
not
won the
saying
Champions League was laughable?
I'm not
Like-
trying to say that you can't either change your opinion on stuff or like you can't
Yeah.
have that opinion, but like you just can't have the top for views.
Like, you could say it's not good, but don't come out and say it's like it's his choice of words. You know what? He is an actor. He's specifically saying specific things to trigger me specifically. No, us, like just saying specific things to trigger the viewer.
Yeah.
And,
love-
I'm picking up on these things.
I love to
Guys,
see
this-
him debate Johnny. Johnny, try and if you're ever watching, you're probably not. Try and get that to happen. All right. That is the time
lot of
I'll
people
back
don't
you in a
realise.
debate. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll back you, Johnny, against Rory.
I don't know who I'd back, but I think I'd be willing to back Johnny over Rory. I think I would say the same.
Oh,
It's a
100%.
dickhead meeting an arsehole.
I still find it flabbergasting that they believe Rory is like a speaking member of the Chelsea fan base. At this point, I still can't believe they believe that, man. Because half Chelsea Football Club, probably the fan base is like blocked on him by Twitter, so it's all good.
Yes.
Oh, he's
my
blocked by
goodness.
he blocks everyone, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He's probably blocked me already.
Even if you just criticize something he says, like it's not even if you
Mhm.
say something abusive or anything. It's just if you say anything that anything he disagrees with, he just blocks you.
All right, let's try to finish this off.
Kai Havertz, false 9. It doesn't work. I mean, in terms of where he plays, I have absolutely no idea, by the way. I don't know where he should play, but I can tell you where he shouldn't play. Well, I can think of a lot of positions where he shouldn't play, but he certainly doesn't play as a centre forward. The geezer averages 6 goals a season, and we are pinning our hopes on him to win Chelsea games. I mean, Raheem Sterling must be thinking, what on earth is going on? What
I
on
agree with him
earth
on that,
am I part of
actually.
here?
But I do agree with him on that.
Yeah, and I'm worried that if we keep on with this form prior to this West Ham game, if we keep on with this form with these players not scoring goals, I'm worried that Raheem Sterling is going to fall into this limbo of bad form with these attackers. And I don't want that. I want Raheem Sterling to keep it at the level he's at right now.
But, you know, Kai Havertz is a pretender. And there are so many players that should be nowhere near Chelsea's next game. And Tuchel now needs to make some decisive, bold moves. Mendy, Azpilicueta, Jorginho, Havertz.
Oh, I thought
Wait.
No, man. Yeah.
So who's he going to play in midfield? Oh, he actually played Gallagher, Kovacic, Ruben, didn't he?
Yeah,
And no, he didn't mention take man out either.
I told you that.
I was with him until he said Jorginho. Who are you going to put in midfield, bro?
He didn't say Mount. He can't. He didn't even don't take Mount out.
I accepted the fact that maybe he's like a Mount fanboy, okay? Like, it is what it is. Like, you
Considering-
have your opinion on Mason, okay, whatever.
Considering Havertz now has more Premier League goals than Mount as well. I know it's by one.
You're more shameless than I am, bro.
No. But it's like, I don't even dislike Mount at all. I don't dislike him at all.
Yes.
I actually think he seems like a nice guy. I've heard good things about him.
Yes.
He's a decent player.
Oh.
But like, it's like, how can you just ignore poor form when a
Mhm.
player that you're slandering has been better than a player that you're defending with your life?
To be fair, at the time of the recording, actually,
But still, but then it should be equal criticism.
yeah, actually, you could argue that, yeah, Havertz had been in better form because at least in the Leicester game, he had 2 goal involvements. So,
And like the team
When it count key
became better
passes,
without
yeah,
Mount.
sure.
The team became better without Mount against
Yep.
Leicester, and that was quite an indictment on Mount. So
yeah. Oh, let me read this real quick. to be honest, much of the midfield looked better yesterday than it has done with Jorginho in it. My guy came on and nearly cost us the win. No, but like, given the context, this was before the West Ham game. This was after Southampton. Kova was still not fully fit. Like, if you're saying to take out Jorginho, it's like who are you going to play instead? Like if you're blaming these games on Jorginho, that Jorginho shouldn't have been playing,
If you
who are you
thought
going to play?
if you thought that midfield was better than yesterday, then I don't know what you're watching. That was the
Listen,
same
genuinely-
midfield performance
Can I
as
can
the
I
entire season
Go
so
ahead,
far.
you know
Slow,
Who is that?
pedantic, pedestrian, predictable. That's what it was.
we've just got to be a little bit patient and try and just get over the line until the World Cup,
Mhm.
and then we can reassess everything in January. I know that sounds like a long time away, but it's only a couple of months. We've got a couple of months.
Mhm.
Just grind out some sort of results, get to January, be in a decent position to get wherever we want to be, and just see where we are there. Because I think, as much as I don't necessarily rate him highly, I think Dennis Zakaria is a good enough Kante backup. And I think Edson Alvarez is a good enough Jorginho backup to rotate with, for now at least. Edson Alvarez might be here longer term. Dennis Zakaria might be here for this year, but still. I think if we can get in, if we can just try and hold out this midfield situation till January, which is what we're going to have to do, we can get Edson Alvarez in. That's another name. We'll get that Russian wonder kid who can hopefully come in and not necessarily start, but just be in the development squad, make an impact off the bench in there. And then we can start to see what this team's going to look like, because you can't spend nearly 300 million, was it? Nearly 300 million.
We spent
You can't
200 million, luckily. Well, somehow without going overall. But
yeah, we spent like 270 million. You can't you can't expect this whole squad to change in one window, especially when half the players you signed are young players and youth prospects.
And like I said yesterday too, I was talking about Cucurella versus Chilwell and how they performed in the minutes that they played. Like some of these players just need time to adapt to the system. You know what I mean? Like Cucurella's playing well, but he doesn't know the system as well as Chilwell. So when you have Chilwell come in and get inside the box, like he knows to get inside the box in those scoring positions. Unlike Cucurella, he's still learning and figuring it out. He's still got Potter tax in his mind. You know what I'm saying? So give it time, people.
Cucurella is not like a gunman compared to
Yeah.
in terms of his skills.
And who knows who. And who knows? Like, Chilwell is a shooter, and who knows? Like in time, maybe Tuchel can convert Cucurella into more of a gunman. Maybe up his goal tally. You know what I'm saying? So just again, give it time. Let him adapt to the system. He's only just gotten to Chelsea 2 weeks ago.
But if any of them start, it's a disgrace. But the bigger picture here is, I've been to enough Chelsea games. I've seen enough Chelsea teams to know that there is no way of salvaging this. These players.
Oh my God! Really?
95% dead when it's gone.
Christ.
Like
Dude, your ego stinks, Rory.
The hyperbole used, the over dramatization, bringing in the acting there, Rory. Very good. Very good there. Very good. There's no way to salvage it after 5 games. It's a pity this wasn't after the West Ham game, but now we're only 4 points off Man City, who supposedly have had a great start to the season. Do you know what I mean? With a negative goal difference.
Can you believe that negative goal
Do you know what I
difference?
mean? It's just honestly.
Are we 6 points off Arsenal on it as well?
No, 5.
Oh,
They
nice.
lost today. So.
Yeah.
Only 2 points behind United as well, who are above us in 4th.
Yeah, with 4 points. That's Spurs who everyone keeps raving about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Who else are in the top 4? Brighton there.
Brighton.
Yeah, bro.
They're still there. Yeah, Brighton are still there.
Yeah, so
You know what? Brighton are taking the league today. Brighton are taking the league this season, boys. I'm saying it right now.
Nah, they did this last year. They fall off again.
Yeah, they did. They'll fall off again.
Didn't they go like 2.5 months without a win or something like that during the season?
Yeah,
Oh Jesus, I don't remember.
You know
But
what it
they-
was?
yeah.
They didn't win. Yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't
it's good.
score. They didn't have.
They're not expected to win all the time. Like,
All right, let's continue.
There is no way of salvaging this.
Shut up.
Have lost full faith in this manager. It's done.
where's your
It's
evidence,
over.
mate? Where's
And we
your
need to be
evidence?
I mean,
You more.
I was worried about that.
Well, where's it? I don't know.
Barnes, yeah, and Pulisic. Who else do you think is going to lose faith in the manager? I actually think something.
I wouldn't. See, the problem is with that is the last 2 home games have proven not to be the fact.
Mm,
The way they battled, I know it's only against Leicester, but it was over an hour with 10 men. The way, and give him credit as well for making the a couple of subs didn't work. A couple of subs did, obviously, but he still made them, and they still battled.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So I wouldn't, if they weren't doing that, I would have, I would instantly go, yeah, he's lost the dressing room. But
yeah,
everything's new now. It's a new stuff.
Yeah. So. And I'm glad you brought that up because now when you think about it too, he brought on Chilwell, who immediately was benched when Cucurella came into the club pretty much and was fit enough to start. And as soon as Chilwell came on, goal and assist changed the game completely. It's not like he lost the locker room and he didn't believe in the manager anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, that's a very good point. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. So,
Decisive, we need to be on the front foot and we need to now be searching for a replacement. Boney now needs to do the right thing.
Who?
Yeah, I've always been hearing Poch. I've always been hearing Poch, and I'm like, I don't want Poch.
I don't want Poch, man. Poch lost. Poch had Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe.
And Verratti,
and
Marquinhos, and Kimpembe.
We keep going.
And Keylor Navas, and
and he lost in the knockout stages in the Champions League.
And he didn't win the league in his first year.
And he didn't win the league.
Plus, don't give me Zidane. He doesn't want to live in England.
He's trying to be the France manager.
Who else?
He's not coming to the team.
Who do you want in? Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick's not going to leave Germany after that.
Laurent Blanc, anyone,
Yeah. Do you want Didier Deschamps?
Oh my God, fuck.
Didier Deschamps. Oh my God. He would play Conte on one leg, bro. You think we would play Conte now?
Deschamps is an ex-player as well, So he would be all for Deschamps as well, He's an ex-player.
Oh my goodness.
Give it Dennis Wise.
John Terry. John Terry, yeah. That's what he'd say. Dickhead.
Oh my goodness. Let's continue.
And give Thomas Tuchel the tic-tac. Because what we saw last night was completely and utterly unacceptable. And the trajectory that we are on is only...
And stop saying tic-tac. You are not from that part of London. Stop saying
tic-tac.
That. Like you use that.
Tic-tac.
Like use that rhyming slang.
Tic-tac.
Don't even try and come off like that. You're not like that. Yeah? You're not like that. Please, stop it.
He probably could go on Made in Chelsea if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Definitely could.
Oh my goodness.
We need, exactly.
The trajectory that we are on is only
we need Chelsea, man.
Yeah. Nightmare, absolute nightmare scenario. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Let's read these comments real quick. I'm curious as to what people have said to him. First comment. He laughs at everyone else while being a reactionary laughingstock himself. Brilliant stuff. You know, I'm gonna just like that myself. People calling him out. Rory yesterday. I'm not saying we should sack Tuchel, but he needs to be better. Rory today. Tuchel needs to be sacked.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Even his own community calling him out. This is the same guy who said Haaland will score 15 goals all season. I'm honestly starting to feel like some of these takes are just being put out there for clicks. We are still higher up in the table than Liverpool, so I don't understand how he doesn't see that he's being incredibly reactionary here. Oh my goodness, bro. Point. Oh my god. And this Nick B right here. I like Rory, even as a rival fan. But being this reactionary and flippant will slowly erode any credibility he has as a creator. Even rival fans are saying this. Even Rory. You know what? This guy's right. Rory is the gift that keeps on giving. And he is. He is.
Gives us
Thank you, Rory. You gave us content. Thank you, Rory. We appreciate you, man. Keep it up, man. We appreciate it. But wow. I didn't expect this one to rattle me more than Minerals, to be honest with you.
No, because the thing about Minerals is that we didn't need to do much of the work because he contradicted himself throughout the video. So really do half the work. And also, we got. Listen, it was fun getting his teabag boys in the chat reacting to us. You know what I mean?
The mineral pilled people.
Yeah, exactly. And it was fun. This guy is just honestly, the fact that he is seen in the mainstream media as like the face, one of the faces of Chelsea fans is.
It's not good.
Honestly, it's a disgrace. Honestly, an absolute disgrace. This guy, you know. And more people should call him out.
Yes, please. Yeah. Please. I'd rather Astrid Wet be the face of the Chelsea fan base than this man. Please.
I think she should sit on his face. So he should talk.
See you later. You go in prison. You go in prison, and you're getting named and shamed.
That is a mad comment.
Let's go backstage then, yeah?
I know why you want to go backstage. All right.
No way, bro. That ain't happening.
Oh my goodness. This is great. I love it. It's quite sensational. Sensational. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to call it right here.
We are the only channel who could do a 9-minute video, mate, and last it 1 hour 16 minutes.
Love to see it. Rory really is the gift that keeps on giving.
Imagine he did an hour video.
No, that we would not. We cannot react to that. No. If we reacted to an hour-long video, I think he did that for the sacking of Lampard. He made a stream out of it. No. We can't. No, that's impossible. We would have to do like a really long stream here.
Clear your schedules, folks. Yeah,
I don't know if you guys saw what's it called? The Arsenal. What's it called? The Arsenal. What's his name? Troops. Yeah. He called Martinez a midget, and then the guy next to him is. Oh my god!
Yeah. Oh no!
You went, you fucking midget. You went, you fucking mid. You fucking mid. You fucking mid. Yeah.
Yo,
he did it on a live stream as well. Yeah.
And his co-host mixed it as well, celebrated. I can't believe it, man.
Oh my god. Fair enough, I don't think Troops is that full either, looking at him. Do you know what I mean?
I can't even comment on the 5-foot guy, man.
Oh no! I need to see that! Oh my god! All right, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot wait to react to more of like this stuff. We're gonna try to react to like some Arsenal stuff, some Tottenham stuff. We're gonna try to give you guys more of this react stuff because it seems like you guys really do enjoy it. But ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're smashing that like button. I really hope you guys enjoyed this reaction we had to Rory. Subscribe. Make sure you are leaving a comment down below. Engage in the chat, please. Let's have a discussion. I react to mostly all the comments in the comments section. And make sure you hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our future videos. Shout out once again to the panel, Winter Surfer, Ahmed, Will. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you are checking out their channels as well over at Sarcasm City. And checking out Winter Surfer on Twitter. Will, are you back on Twitter?
Yeah, that's my
at Will Knows Ball. All right, at Will Knows Ball. If he likes you, he will let you follow you. But you guys have been awesome in chat. Thank you for being here, and we'll catch you again tomorrow for the rescheduled Casually Chelsea show. We'll talk about everything that's been happening this week around Chelsea and all our opinions and all whatnot. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you tomorrow for another stream. Peace.